Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the channel. And this is the single most important video I have ever made on this YouTube channel. And what becomes of it? Well, we have to wait and see. But today, the House Republicans vote on a bill to abolish the IRS and eliminate your income tax, federal income tax, and the IRS going away. They're voting on this. It has not happened. Please don't misunderstand my words. This is not in stone. This is being voted on. House Republicans, with the newly elected Speaker of the House, McCarthy, and the House Freedom Caucus have introduced a bill that would eliminate the IRS. Not just get rid of the 87,000 new agents they wanted to hire, get rid of it altogether and eliminate federal income tax and replace it with what they call a consumption tax, meaning the same as a sales tax. When you go out and buy a cheeseburger and you pay 10 cents for sales tax, everything that you buy, everything that you do will come with a consumption and sales tax, but it would greatly reduce what you pay in taxes on just what you're earning. You won't have to pay income tax on what you earn anymore, similar to what the state of Florida does on our state income tax. And you would only pay on what you go out in town and what you go about business doing. So let me read this directly. It's on every website. You can look it up. Fox News, CNBC, ABC, it's on every site. And here is the story. I'll link it below. I'm going to read it right from the direct website here, which you guys can see. And let me read it to you. That way you kind of understand what's going on. Will this actually happen? I don't know, but it seems like there's a really good chance for the first time in a long time that this could pass. So Republicans in the House of Representatives will vote on a bill that will abolish the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, eliminate the national, that's federal income tax, and replace it with a national federal consumption tax. Fox Digital News has learned that the House will be voting on a Georgia Republican Representative Buddy Carter's reintroduced Fair Tax Act. It aims to reel in the IRS and remove the national income tax as well as other taxes and replace them with a single consumption tax. The vote on the bill was made as part of the deal between House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, a Republican from California, a representative from California, and members of the House Freedom Caucus, and was pushed forward in his quest for the gavel. So in other words, part of McCarthy becoming the new Speaker of the House, replacing Nancy Pelosi, he had to give in to a lot of things. This was one of them. Co-sponsoring this Georgia-made legislation was my first act as a member of Congress, and fittingly, the bill I am introducing into the 118th Congress, Carter said in a press release exclusively obtained by Fox News Digital. I'll put this up in a screenshot as I read this to you guys. Instead of adding 87,000 new agents to weaponize the IRS against small business owners in middle America, this bill will eliminate the need for the department entirely by simplifying the tax code with provisions that work for the American people and encourage growth and innovation. Armed, unelected bureaucrats should not have more power over your paycheck than you do. As a former small business owner, which he was, I understand that unnecessary burden our failing income tax system has on Americans. The Fair Tax Act eliminates the tax code, replaces the income tax with a sales tax, and abolishes the abusive Internal Revenue Service altogether. If enacted, this will invigorate the American taxpayer and help more Americans achieve the American dream. That's Representative Jeff Duncan, who's a Republican from South Carolina. He says he supports the Fair Tax Act because it simplifies the tax code. This transforms the U.S. tax code from a mandatory, progressive, and convoluted system to a fully transparent and unbiased system which does away with the IRS as we know it. It is good for our economy because it encourages work, savings, and investment. And thank you to my colleague, Representative Buddy Carter, for leading this effort to simplify the system for American taxpayers. This comes from Representative Bob Good, a Republican from Virginia. Very proud to once again co-sponsor the Fair Tax Act. This is a representative from my home state, Kat Kamak. She's a Republican here in Florida. We've seen a continued growth of the IRS and persistent punishment of hardworking Americans via the tax code. What we're calling for is simplified and a fair code that works for all, not just some. I urge my colleagues to support this common sense legislation that fights back against the weaponization of the IRS and stops punishing those who work hard to succeed. Specifically, the bill gets rid of the national, personal, and corporate income tax and abolishes the IRS, which is slated to hire 87,000 new agents that we talked about here on my channel a few months back, unless congressional Republicans can stop it, as well as implements a national sales tax. So no more state sales tax, it'll be national. Now this Will take some getting used to, but can you imagine no more IRS and no more federal income tax, only a national sales tax? Additionally, the bill gets rid of death, gift, and payroll taxes and would replace the current tax code with a national consumption tax. This is blowing my mind. As a small business owner who's ran his own business for the last 18 almost years, 17 plus 18 years, paying payroll tax to people I've had employed for me, paying federal income tax on my company's earnings and my own earnings. Now, I live in Florida, so I'm lucky I don't pay state income tax, but many of you do. This is the most insane, incredible bill I have ever heard, and if it passes, this is monumental. 11 co-signers signed onto the bill, including Kamek Duncan, Andrew Clyde of Georgia, House Freedom Caucus Chairman Scott Perry, who's a representative from Pennsylvania. And the bill illustrates the hardline stance that House Republicans are taking with the Biden administration and their policies of expanding the federal government, including those new 87,000 IRS agents that were being funded. House Republicans have taken over, and step one is absolutely monumental. Be you a Democrat, a Republican, I don't do politics on this channel. A lot of what I talk about has political undertones. There's nothing really I can do about that when we're talking about business and taxes and government and all that sort of stuff. It's not on purpose. It's not to stoke the fires. But whether you are a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or whatever, libertarian, whatever you are, this is huge. This is absolutely monumentally gigantic. And if you don't support it, I support this. I don't know what else to tell you, because this will help all of us in the long run. This is a fantastic bill that nobody on this channel or anywhere can argue. There are reasons why this could have cons. Everything has pros and cons. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments about some of the cons, like where's the money going to come from for paying for infrastructure or schools or this or that or that. They're replacing this with a more common sense way to collect that money that makes more sense and percentage-wise is for us. It doesn't mean all of our funding for all that stuff's going to go away and it's just going to... It means we're going to find a better way to do things. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have to pay some form of taxes. Taxes are a part of life, right? I'm saying that taxes the way they are now are unfair. There's too many of them. There's income and federal and state and property and payroll and you name it, sales tax and use tax and gift tax and inheritance tax, and it's insane. There has to be a better way, and this, guys, this right here is a better way. So I'm going to open this up in the comments. This is probably the biggest video I've made in ever on this channel, possibly, and potentially when and if this passes, which it seems like it has a really good chance. Man, this would be gigantic. So I'll leave it to you guys in the comment section. As always, thank you for watching. Hit that like button. These are the videos I put out for you guys. I enjoy it. Definitely press that like button if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. Don't miss future videos. I have 2 more amazing videos coming out for you later and tomorrow. But I want to hear what you think about this. No more IRS, no more federal taxes, no more gift and death and inheritance. Huge if this passes. I'll wait to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you as always. Enjoy your evening. It is January 10th, 2023, Tuesday afternoon. And thank you as always for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see everyone next time.